Welcome to Dose of Substance, the podcast for mature minds, self-aware, and bold spirits. Some of the comments may be too hot to handle, so if you can't take it all in at once, take it in doses. Or nobody listen to nothing. Sponsored by Mindsteez Collections and the Substance Music Group.
Greetings and welcome back to the Dose of Substance podcast. I am your host, Rainer the Substance Brand. This is episode 13. Now let me say, every time one episode starts, I feel a sense of joy. Sense of joy because if I'm to be perfectly honest with you, it's not every week you're gonna feel motivated. It's not every time you sit down for a record you're gonna feel motivated. But it's the fact that the commitment comes first and the discipline as well. It make it just feel nice, you know what I mean? Yeah. And knowing that I don't have a reputation to keep up or anything, we just really go off the top and just really speak from where this innate knowledge and innate ability for just express oneself comes from. But just make use of that in this time, you know what I mean? I just give thanks to every single experience we bring forward after listening, cause truth be told, whenever I record one podcast, it's like after me finish, me sit down and I say, yo, that was, and me go back and me listen and me realize the gems in them for me as well. You know what I mean? So we give thanks for that. But yeah, man, before we even get into it, it's customary for us to just shout out the sponsors: SB Entertainment, Jazzy. My heart goes out to you, Queen. I love you. Seeing Jazzy Jules, you talk about BizCare Consulting Group, BizCare Foundation as well. Yeah, man, shout out to BizCare for their upcoming event, which is Spread the Love. You know what I mean? Right, this is what me up in December 10th. Yeah, man, bless up BizCare. So yeah, man, Agents of Change, Shore Pass Institute, Sophisticated Dreams, Seafood Wagon, seeing Clap Fashions, seeing Substance Music Group, and Mindsteez Collections. Now, this episode's topic: self-rape, sexual drainage. Let me repeat. Self-rape, R-A-P-E, the raping of one's self / sexual drainage. Now, what comes to mind when you hear about self-rape? Can somebody really rape themselves? You know what I mean? Like, and the word itself is very triggering. The word rape itself is very, very triggering. So me aware of that. But then, raping in a nutshell is really like taking sexual favors or exploiting someone, physically exploiting someone sexually for your own personal gain or whatever it may be, but it goes against the person's consent. You know what I mean? Non-consensual sex. That is somewhat rape, especially when it's done in a physical sense. So of course, can you have non-consensual sex with yourself? And this not mean masturbation. I'm not talking about masturbation. Me I talk about fuck yourself. Meaning, within yourself that you do not wish to partake in this sexual activity, but yet you still allow yourself to go ahead and do this. I know you're left with this feeling of being robbed, this feeling of being used by somebody else. But did that person actually use you, or did you use yourself? You know what I mean? Did that person actually take away from you, or you took away from yourself, and that piece that you took away from yourself, that person just end up taking it from you? You get what I mean? Like, it is real. It is real. And the reason why I choose to talk about this is that too often this happens, especially in a relationships, in a marriages where, me understand. I know what I feel like, I get it. I feel like, as you're in a relationship and you owe your partner sex, or you're obligated to give your partner sex, or whatnot. Whatever narrative there is out there where, the rules of one relationship is concerned. Me hear all of that. But for me, I'm sorry, like, My spiritual balance comes before everything else. My spiritual well-being comes before everything else. And it's sad that it took me a few years. It took me a few years to really understand this. It took me a few years to understand, say, you see that level of guilt there, where you feel like you can just click something in your head or snap and it go away. It doesn't. When you open up yourself sexually to someone that you're really not happy with, you don't see a future with, you just feel off about, you just rape yourself. You just rape yourself. Giving someone consent whenever you know that you're not there, you do not want to do this, this now have no benefit from you, this has suck you all of your energy, and you still say yes out of the name of love, or out of the name of maybe just want to shut up the person, or to please the person, that wicked in you. Now, when we the younger, we used to see movies where females would have sex and they would make love with them partner and the man turn all him back and go and sleep and the lady just around there turn her back and go cry. Cause she just feel dirty. No, this crazy. Cause my mind just got somewhere a while ago. No, it really, just the empathetic side of me just made me really realize, say, those are some of the emotions that females go through whenever they're sexually molested by a stranger. Now imagine being sexually manipulated by your partner, not a stranger, but your partner. Somebody where you go see again and keep seeing, sleeping with, feeding, eating from. Imagine that. Like your partner not aware of your imbalances. Your partner don't even realize when you're not happy, you're not present. But guess what? Once they're horny, they just want this sex, yeah. You know what I mean? They just want this sex, and because you feel like you are the other side of the balance, you have to give this sex, yeah. Now I can tell you, I have been through that, meaning on the receiving side. On the receiving side, I would hate to think that. Now let me not say I'm never on the sending side. I don't know. I would hate to think that, any female that I've been with in any relationship or not have somewhat consented to sex when she really never wants to, and she just do it because. I would hate that. No, that happen back then. Happen. Now when we're grown, I'ma open up communication lines. I would love to know that we can communicate. If you're not in that zone, let's not go in that zone. You get what I mean? Like, it depends on the reason why you're not in that zone, because it can obviously be that you're just not turned on and you want to, but you're just not turned on. All right, that's a different case. However, if there's something that's breaking you within and I'm blind to it, but you still me just come in with my hand yourself and me just want sex, and you open up yourself and me take on me forget from you, and you gone now and me gone sleep and me feel good, and you turn your back and you cry, and like middle night when me did your job bungy and I snore, I cry because you just felt robbed by the person that you love. But then again, is your silence that consent that your partner needed or used to go forward with this sexual exchange? No, is it that you need to speak up more and stop raping yourself by your own silence? Self-rape go further than sex. Self-rape reach when I want part of. If you not stand up and speak for what you really want and what you don't want, you can softly consent a lot of things that happen to you that is raping yourself when you not stand up and speak against or speak for. And that can cause a lot of drainage. But because we just want to carry down to the sexual part of it, we just dive in part of part there. Now the sexual drainage that comes with the self-rape, it is very real. Very real. And when I say real, I mean like, I gotta tell you about this experience here. You see when you really have sex with somebody where you really never want to have sex with. I mean, I know, some people do it. No, me can't say this because we reach one level of self-knowledge and self-awareness where me can see where it's an issue. But then maybe not so much. But me don't know how some people channel themselves to not feel any type of way after just giving yourself to somebody where you really never want to give yourself to. Somebody when not balancing none at all. Something where there's nothing outside, none at all. Like it's just more drainage than any value added. You get me? You see that sleep there after the practice there. You see that sleep there after the sexual exchange there. The energy exchange there. The sacred energy exchange there. Sacred S. Energy E. Exchange X. The sacred energy exchange there. You see that sleep there after? Me bumbo clot. Listen, me can tell you, I've done it. I've had to sleep, or try to sleep, after being robbed of my energy. No reciprocation whatsoever. Robbed of my energy via sex. No amount of shower where you shower that make you feel clean. Because of your soul that we are just tamper with. I've done it. Can't tell you. I've been on the receiving end of that. You know what I mean? I remember, when you're not in a happy place, it's like your energy already low. And if your partner or the person who you claim to you love actually come in and take again from the little bit of energy where you have in a bridging and reserve tank this year run off, and your partner see that and then come and still take from that can leave you dry out for dead in a bridging. And imagine having to do that repeatedly without refueling any at all. Imagine what that does to you spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Imagine what that do to you. Just imagine. Just imagine what that really do to you, virgin. Like that take away from everything in you, And it's crazy because when you're robbed and you leave with a whole heap of confusion and the hurt and the emptiness and the rare, it makes the person feel happy. Yeah, happy man, and gone to bed, man. Feel good, and you're left to deal with that. You're left to reignite your fire. You're left to rejuvenate your body and re-energize and recharge. Get me? And that lead to sexual drainage. That lead to your root chakra being fucked with immensely, which throws off every other chakra in your body. You get what I mean? Like some crazy games that you play with yourself. Now, for the people that can turn off them alignment and turn off them spiritual awareness, yeah man, kudos to you. Me always go no kudos. Do know, cause you don't do it for money and do it for other favors. Do know, but just know so one time I'll come. Cause where that cause a sexual confusion, where that cause a sexual confusion. You see, when you open yourself to too many sex or too many partners sexually, it leads to somewhat spiritual and sexual confusion. It leads to a sense of not being able to be satisfied, because then the one person where you have now, you compare subconsciously. You will be comparing to all of the experiences before. Bridging, we are playing a Ras game, Yeah man, I play one game out here, man. That's why I tell myself right now, in a real life, right now when I'm there, I will not put my dick inside of one female way she no balance me none at all, and she have one energy way me no want in my space none at all. I cannot tolerate that energy. But then a different thing, man. But then a different thing. We're just young and naive and never so knowledgeable. We're just ignorant. But no, believe me, man. Believe me, man. It has to be a deep connection. We have to share something else, otherwise from penetration, a pum pum and penis. Yeah, man. Cause when you have sex with somebody in a virgin, you see the energy exchange there, and I'm not joke, I want to know over as I say a while ago. You see that energy exchange, you're not joking, no? Can you take on some people energy where you don't know about in the bridging, and then your life just start feel one way, you don't know where to come from. Other come there to come from. Other come there to come from. And let me say, we have to over this. A whole heap of demons out here in the prettiest faces them. You hear me tell you? Whole heap of demons out here in the sexiest body them and the prettiest face them. Whole heap of demons, brethren, cause them open up themselves to demons. Where them basically them take on. Jesus, let me say this, Jack. You don't want the demons we are transfer over social media right now where people don't know about and not aware of. The amount of demons that are being transferred over social media now that people are not aware of. Sex demons, the demons of greed, the comparison demon, self-esteem. Listen, man, a whole heap. A transfer now, but it's just so marketed. It's happening to you without even knowing. And we give social media so much of our time. That means that we open up with vault and open up a vessel to a lot of these demonic attacks. We are now like portals. Because we are taking all of them something with the dish out. All of a sudden you start live your life on that frequency. All of a sudden you see yourself repeat something and do something you not even realize where it come from. You want to practice on something you don't realize it come from. You don't want to do it naturally, but it's just being transferred, and you take that and you pass it on, and you have your partner, you pass it on to your partner, then the two one you just get caught up in one drainage game. Sexual drainage is a thing. I mean when you're tired, like physically tired. Another drainage I talk about. I talk about the spiritual drainage that come through sex. We need to start stand up. I mean penises. We need to start stand up. Females, we need to start stand up. If you're not okay, vocalize that, man. Vocalize that. Don't just open up your foot because. Vocalize. And if you have a real king and a real warrior by your side, you're supposed to overstand. So watch out. Yeah, body turn up, But moms want talk. Moms want reason. You're supposed to cancel her, baby. Warm. Make we talk. You get what I mean? And sex not off you. We've gotten so overly sexualized. It's crazy. It's like you prefer to have sex and then after the sex then you want to say, so what are we doing? Like, are we gonna do a relationship or what is this? After the sex happen. Back way. Back way we have flex, bridging. Like your priority get fucked up. The priorities then just change up now. And it's crazy. And that'll lead to a lot of drainage out here. Like it's when you're drained, it's when you're spiritually drained, you're not on your most defensive. Your defense is down. Hence, you're open to a lot more attacks. And it's crazy if your partner drain you. Because if your partner drain you, no matter how you recharge, you're drained again. So your defenses are going to weak, which means you're not going to stop getting attacked out here. You get what I mean? Do some more reading, buddy, man. Do some more introspection. Look into self. And most of the time, the type of people that we attract sexually have a lot to do with the things we are going on inside our way. So look inside. Look inside. Before you give up that body there, brethren. Question yourself. That girl, yeah. Is this really the energy you really want to welcome in your space? She have that energy there? And baby, before you open your foot and skin out in front of nobody, is this something that you'll be okay with going to sleep knowing that you did this? You played your equal role in this. You get what I mean? Like, we need to be more sexually aware and spiritually balanced out here. Yeah, man, I mean with my body now. I can't tell anybody that I mean with my body. Mean. Because the energy when I take my time and cultivate, me not just give that to anybody. So you get that? Yeah, man. Worse if you can't reciprocate, you know, vibrate upon that frequency there. Go on side, man. Go on side. Yeah, man, I'm afraid. We can't refuse sex. Kings, we need to get comfortable with refusing pum pum, you know. Refusing pum pum, man. Make sure go know herself, man. Yeah, man, tell her. Make sure go know herself. Alright, this way there. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Dose of Substance podcast. I will see you again next week around them time, yeah? Right at the place, yeah? Saying, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for listening to episode 13, self-rape/sexual drainage. I will see you again next week. Do remember to go like the page, Dose of Substance podcast on Instagram. And do remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Substance Vivo. Saying, I'm your host, 𝘰𝘪𝘴. What good here? Aye.
Dose of substance. Let us hit you with a dose of substance.